I was in heaven. I was in awe with everything, savoring every bite, every slice of that food at Wolfgang Puck's restaurant. Oh my
Ooh.
God. Oh, it's the exact same way when we went to
I don't
Hell's
like
Kitchen.
how Filipino food is being represented by adobo.
I know, me too.
I
Me
don't know
too.
about
Or
that.
lumpia. Or lumpia.
Yes.
And it's like, lumpia's Chinese,
But
man.
did it
Exactly.
worry you for a second to do something like this?
Not really.
She's
Okay,
like, I
that's
don't
a
give
good
a
place
crap.
to end. All right. Okay.
Yeah,
bye.
yeah, my
Two guys from two worlds. This is the flip side. New episodes is uploaded on YouTube, Facebook, and Spotify every week on Wednesdays and Saturdays. Now, your hosts, Jay and Noel.
my background, well, I did study hotel and restaurant management with a focus on both culinary and management. Like I really focused on those two because I needed that. But school was shit. I learned more working in the cafe. So basically, I was a working student, and put myself through school, and then eventually started working full time in the cafe, learned everything from that. And then in 2019, I started working as a restaurant manager and consultant at Kashmir in Manila, in Makati. And I was there for about a year and left August 2020 during the pandemic.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
So
and
those
then
are my two
so
restaurants.
that is that when you decided to open. You did say you're part owner or co-partners with Cafe by the Ruins, right?
Yes, I was born into it. So the cafe was um founded in 1988.
Well, no kidding. It's been that long.
Yeah, 35 years.
Wow.
And you were born what? 80s. When were you born?
88.
88. And then the cafe
Yeah,
was also
I'm
88.
9 months.
Nice.
I was in somebody's belly for 9 months, and then so the cafe was born, and then 9 months later, Celestina was born.
Nice. Well, first off, I love the logo. I love the old-fashioned cast iron stove. Those things are awesome because you could literally heat that whole damn thing up and nothing's gonna like ruin it, you know? I love it.
Yeah.
Um,
In the 90s, we used to actually heat it up and have pots on it, but then customers would touch it.
oh, so you actually
Hey.
had one. You had
There-
one.
We still have one.
Oh, that's
that's-
awesome.
It's in the
It's an
entrance,
actual thing. Yeah.
That's awesome. I love those things. I mean, I wish I could find one right now and have a place to put it. But besides the fact that they're extremely heavy, they're extremely expensive.
Yeah.
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 But I kind of dove into your menu. I love eating out. I love food. Like I said, I'm like I want to be chef type of thing. I've seen all the Gordon Ramsays, the Anthony Bourdains, the whatever type of
He
shows.
traveled like an hour and a half to experience the Hell's Kitchen near their city.
Yeah, so
Oh my God.
they opened a Hell's Kitchen about an hour and a half from my house, and it's in Washington D.C. I think about a month ago, we finally got an open spot, like an open reservation. So we decided to go, and I kid you not, I was gloating about it with Noel and another friend of ours, and it was just unbelievable. You know that beef Wellington that he's so popular for? Oh, yummy. Yummy. It
Okay.
was so good.
Yum.
But well, go just to cap that off real quick. Everything that you would think about the Hell's Kitchen restaurant, the food wise, it lived up to the potential. It lived up to the 5-star potential. It's ridiculous.
Wow.
Yeah.
And
That's
walked out.
good.
He walked out a couple of $1,000s poor
Well, I mean, not
Yeah.
$1,000 for, but
But
come on.
still, like, did you cry when you were eating it? I think I would cry. I'm like, so I get starstruck. I only
I
get starstruck when it comes to like either hotels or restaurant owners.
correct.
Like Gordon Ramsay, but I mean, he's also like TV celebrity and stuff.
Right.
But like here in the Philippines, if you're like, there's this guy, I forgot his name, but I met him in the cafe, and he owns this Henry Hotel, I think, in Pasay. You
Hmm.
can look it up. It's like these heritage homes that he created in a compound that is now like a hotel.
Right.
And I
Right.
met him at the cafe, and I was just like, "So nice to meet you." And
That's awesome, though.
and
Yeah.
I was like, but then if like a celebrity walks in, like a Filipino celebrity, that my employees pointed out, and I'm just like, I don't know who that
Right. Right. No, I'm
is.
exactly
Yeah.
the same way. I worked in the hotel industry for 15 years. I managed hotels and whatnot.
Ooh,
And I
got
started from the
it.
very bottom, cleaning rooms, all the way up to management, right? But
Yeah.
and I grew up in San Francisco, and I saw a lot of celebrities like Matt Damon, Robin Williams, Ben Affleck. I've seen them
Yeah.
walking around and whatever, you know.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
like, okay, yeah, I have. I like, Goodwill Hunting.
yeah.
They filmed
Yeah.
that office Robin Williams scene with Matt Damon and Robin Williams. It's literally down the block from my old apartment.
Oh, cool. Let's talk
Oh,
about
So
that.
yeah,
but
Next
we
time.
just
Robin Williams though.
I know
Robin
Rob
Williams though.
exactly.
That
So
I
I was
would
like,
be starstruck.
yeah, okay, well, whatever. It was nice. But a year and a half ago or 2 years ago, when we had the pleasure of eating at Wolfgang Puck's restaurant in Universal Studios in Orlando, I mean, I spent 2.5 hours in there, and I was in heaven. I was in awe with everything, savoring every bite, every slice of that food at Wolfgang Puck's restaurant. Oh my
Oh,
God. Oh, it's the exact same way when we went to Hell's Kitchen. I'm taking
yeah.
pictures, I'm taking live TikTok videos and whatnot. I'm like,
Want to see pictures?
um, and I love it. But first thing that I looked at really before I even look at the food, in any menu, any restaurant I go to, I looked at your menu at your restaurant. First thing that I always notice is the size. That is supposedly, and these famous chefs and whatnot, they say that the size of the menu is the hardest thing to deal with in a restaurant. Well, that's what they say. I wouldn't know. I'm not a restaurateur or anything. And your menu's huge. How do you guys manage that?
Well, that's a debate that I deal with because I
Really?
prefer a more streamlined menu rather than like a bunch of shit. One, it'll help with storage and inventory to have a smaller menu,
Right.
and it'll be easier for the kitchen staff to prepare, um, from firing all the way to prep to storage.
Right.
Because if you have a smaller menu, it's easier to make just a few dishes and prep them and then cook them and fire them.
Right.
So yeah, it's
I mean, it's gotta cut into the. I mean, I can't even imagine the cost of like keeping up the menu this big. Is really
yeah.
big. Did you
Um
ever consider shrinking it, or are you guys looking into that, or what?
no, so the thing is like I don't directly work with the cafe anymore is
Hmm.
because of that professional clashing
Ah,
where
I see.
I understand the system of a restaurant
Hmm.
from bottom up, and then the other people, the other partners, want what they want,
Yeah.
and
I,
sometimes
I'll,
it's
gi-
not good for a restaurant.
Yeah.
yeah, I'll give you an idea when we in my little experience about eating in a professional restaurant. Uh the Carinderia down the street, um it's practically like half of their seating capacity, meaning the front table that they got going on there
Oh,
is being occupied by all the food that they come up with. So if they cook less, I mean, I want to bring it back to you, Celeste. If you start to lose customers or gain more customers because you have more choices, so that's the Carinderia seems to be what the Carinderia is doing. Like they're adding more choices for more people to come. More people come, but they don't have a place to eat. There's no place to sit because all the food is on the table where you could be sitting down and eating.
Mm.
Oh, I don't. Oh, I thought so. I don't know. I can't imagine that setup. So it's
I
not
think
like turo turo
it is turo turo.
carinderia.
I think what's
Oh,
happening is maybe I didn't make the study for them, but maybe what's happening is more people are getting takeout and then leaving than sitting down and dining in.
Well, it could be because of the environment,
Yeah, yeah, it's a totally different thing
right?
to compare. But
It
I'm
has
just
it
saying,
has it probably has nothing to do with the food itself.
right, right. No, no, no. I'm
yeah,
just talking in terms of variety of choices versus the type of people that come in and then whether they eat in or eat out. I was
Mm.
just trying to
depends
throw
on
my
like depends on your market. Like, who do you want to market to? What kind of food you cook? So, like with the carinderia, it's basically Filipino food, and your market is B or C. So, what's the question?
not really a question, just sharing my experience as far as a customer walking in there trying to find a seat, but I can't sit
Okay.
anywhere because there's so much food to choose from. I mean it's all in their calderos, in their containers, and yeah, it's hard to find a seat sometimes.
It
um
is that found on like obviously when restaurateurs in the Philippines open restaurants, they like you said, there's a different demographic or market that they're trying to reach and whatnot, right? And the flip side on that, Filipinos here, when they open restaurants, Filipino restaurants, it's like they're I don't know what it is. If it maybe it's just the way I see it or the feel that I get, but it seems like their main demographic is just the Filipinos. Just the Filipino market. I don't know if there's
Yeah,
anything wrong with that per se, but it kind of like caught my attention because why wouldn't you want to try to appeal to the other cultures as well?
yeah. In the States, the Filipino, so it's a generational thing also. Like if they're boomers or generation before you guys, um, if it
Baby
was,
boomers.
yeah, if it's the generation of that time, then their focus is really just like, oh, I'm just making Filipino food for Filipinos. But millennials have started wanting to create Filipino restaurants to market it to different cultures, to different
Right.
races, so that it's more known. Filipino food becomes more known to other um, people rather than just to Filipinos. And I think it's starting to catch on also because it's now in like Disney, and we're we're more known for just being the sidekick
Right.
now,
Right.
I guess.
Right. Like
Yeah.
some of the places I understand what you're saying. They're trying to incorporate a little bit more fusion into Filipino food here. Like there's a number of restaurants that I complained to Noel about that's actually here as well. Sometimes though, the risk of doing that could definitely ruin the authenticity of the Filipino food. And that's exactly this one restaurant in DC. It's called Purple Patch. By the way, you guys suck if you guys ever listen to this. Besides the fact that you guys are too expensive, your food is horrible, it's tasteless. Learn to cook. Anyway,
is it because they're trying to cater to the American palate also and they don't want to
I
make it
think
too
so. I think so. I mean, like I
What's
said,
what's there? No, I want to
like
see what they look like.
it's called Purple Patch, I believe. Let me send a
okay?
link to you
While you
guys.
guys are searching for that, yesterday for the first and the last time in my life, we tried was it adobo, no? Adobo, and it tasted like, and I'm pretty sure it has butter inside. So I was
What?
like, nobody does that. Ate, don't do that ever again. So yeah, there was this carinderia
Like
across the
margarine or butter?
either one. Yeah, either margarine or butter, but it didn't taste like the normal adobo. So that's
Right.
the carinderia across the street from the usual carinderia. Oh no, it was no, not the usual karinderya. It was across the mechanic. I had the oil change from
Sure, it
for
was
the
butter
motorcycle.
or oil.
It tasted like butter. Yeah. But anyway, little side note there. So not all carinderias also are created equal. Ate was like doing some experiment with
Right.
Yeah, it sounds like
just
it.
I actually messaged you guys on Facebook, both of you, the link of this restaurant because I mean they try to make it so bougie and pretentious, and it annoyed the shit out of me.
Purple
Um,
Patch,
yeah,
American Filipino restaurant.
what? And everybody in the picture is white.
Oh, really? Wait,
Wow.
did you add me on Facebook
I
or?
did. I did. I requested and I shot you a a message in regards to this restaurant. I
I'll
mean,
forward it.
Okay.
first of all, it's not as bad as what I'm making out to be, but they're bad. It's not as bad, but they're bad.
As
You
a
know what I mean?
Filipino,
Yeah,
you can say so.
Yeah. So they have this lamb
yeah.
shank in their menu. So one of we tried a lot of things here. They had the lamb shank adobo.
Hmm.
I mean, it just doesn't go to begin with. Lamb adobo, the way they did it, it was just so. I mean, the vinegar was just overpowering. You know?
Oh, no
Yeah, it was
balance.
horrible. And then the meat, it just didn't feel right. You know, some from somebody that eats a lot and loves eating adobo, either chicken or pork or whatever. Lamb,
Yeah,
not exactly something that you adobo. You know?
Filipino
yeah.
owned and operated.
Yeah, yeah.
Weird.
Their pancit, it was just tasteless. The pancit bihon.
Aw.
It was
Oh, it's
like,
bihon pa. Oh, I love
yeah,
bihon. It's
it
the
was
best.
it was horrible. It was so bad.
Weird.
Um, but the one thing that was good, that I will say that I actually liked was they had this what do you call that? The sliders.
Hmm.
It's like a purple
The
patch
small
sliders with them.
sandwiches.
Yeah, it's like, but it's made with like pandesal, and it had like some
Okay.
adobo beef or adobo pork, pulled pork in it and whatnot. It was actually
Yeah.
pretty good. That was pretty good.
Bicol
Okay.
Express, $23. Lamb shank adobo, 35. Wow.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, besides of
Yeah.
it's expensive too over there, and their adobo fried potatoes fries, their adobo fried fries, it was all right.
How much?
I mean,
How much is their pancit?
I can't remember. It's been a while. That's it. I think it was like $18, maybe.
Um,
Yeah, something. No, it was like $21. It looks like. So going back
Yikes.
to this,
Yeah.
actually, the pancit that they had is like $15 per order. It's like pancit bihon or canton and whatnot. Um, they had what?
I'm thinking, I wonder if the Chinese feel the same way about bad Chinese restaurants. Like, oh, it's
Definitely.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if they do though, because it's all about making money.
no. But what I mean is,
Oh,
I can't tell between a good and a bad Chinese restaurant really. But if the Chinese can
Seriously.
will vouch for that or don't know. I'm just
Well,
thinking if we're picky about it because we're Filipino and we're just like
yeah, I wouldn't
talking
say we're
down.
picky about it, but if I'm gonna order pancit bihon and it's besides the fact that it's lacking color, where not enough soy sauce was added to it, you know,
but this.
or patis, yeah, I mean that's a big problem to me. I'm sorry. You're Filipino, you should know, and you're gonna open a restaurant, you should know that bihon is a staple, no matter
Maybe
what.
he's Filipino, born and raised in the States.
True, that could be it. I don't like how Filipino food is being represented by adobo.
I
Huh.
know, me too.
I
Me
don't know
too.
about that.
Or lumpia. And
Yes,
it's like, lumpia's Chinese, man.
exactly. It's egg rolls for fuck's sake.
I know.
What? Bicol
And
Lumpia.
all these
Express?
Filipino Americans who are, what's it called? The first gen. Is it first gen? Yeah, first gen Filipino Americans.
Right.
They're
Mm.
But
born
if
and
you're
raised
gonna,
there.
yeah. And then
So
Yeah.
what else?
if you're gonna talk about Filipino food, you should not just say, "Oh, lumpia is good. Oh, adobo is good." No, I'm sorry.
What
No.
else? If
It's a
if not,
whole.
What would it be then? Bicol Express? What would you represent? If you had 2 or 3 dishes on your Filipino restaurant, what would it be?
Oh, for me, I definitely have kare-kare in one of them.
Okay, kare-kare. Celeste,
Y-
what about you?
You gotta
Contestant
have
Oh,
number
for
kare-kare.
1.
me? Um, well, personally, I love sinigang, but Bicol Express, oh, that's so
Mm,
good, especially if you make it with alamang and um,
okay.
gata, coconut milk. Then, oh, that's gonna be the best. Like a
Is there
little,
any other way to make it without coconut milk? As far as I know, that Bicol Express is
yeah.
always made with coconut milk, right? Yeah.
But sometimes they don't put alamang. Sometimes it's something else, like
Mm,
just
mm.
put this or
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't
What
know.
else? What else?
But definitely, I would. I agree with Celeste. I definitely put some kind of sinigang in there. I'm
Mm,
for
Yeah.
sure.
mm, mm,
Um, and kare kare definitely, I believe, is like one of the staples that you should have in there.
okay.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. What
Uh,
kind of kare kare?
Oxtail. What else?
Okay, okay.
Mm,
Because
Wh-
there's so many different. There's also like lechon kawali kare kare or
What?
bagnet kare kare. Yeah, dude, it's
No.
really
See,
good.
they're messing it up because if you're gonna do something else with lechon kawale or whatever, you do that in paksiw. That's it. Maybe
Well, you
adobo.
have to try it. You have to try it because it's
mm.
pretty
Really?
good here.
That sounds interesting.
Here in the Philippines, it's we do pork really well. So
Okay. And also one of the one things that I don't like that for some reason is like main association in regards to food in Filipino is lechon. You know,
On
yeah,
how
sure, it's
much
Spanish.
we
yeah,
represent.
it's kind of Spanish and well, it's mainly Spanish really because they bury that thing and
Yeah,
like roast the crap out of it. You know, it's what they
Mm,
do.
yeah,
mm, mm. Well, so what's a
yeah.
Filipino dish that you would elevate or you would say that is more representative of the Filipino but not too much on the Spanish influence?
Sinigang,
Sinigang.
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 I mean
Yeah,
sinigang and sad to say it again, yes, kare kare and adobo.
Sinigang na hipon? Sinigang na
Any. I actually preferably pork,
okay.
but
yeah,
the pork
yeah.
liempo
Sinigang.
pork, like the
Yeah,
thinly thing, you know what I mean?
Mm, mm,
I
mm.
think
yeah,
that would be good. If that's done right and they can figure out a way to elevate that bad boy. Oh, I mean the way
yeah.
it is right now when my wife cooks it, I'm like, swear to God, gluttony all over the place. It's horrible.
Mm.
Yep.
What
Yeah,
else?
this Purple Patch restaurant it has like 9 pages long of menu.
So
Yeah, it's
PDF
huge.
file.
I don't know how they're gonna keep track of all of this. The overhead on their ingredients has got to be insane, considering how everything is expensive here too. Getting these kind of ingredients. Ish.
Yeah, yeah. And storage, like, is it fresh or frozen?
Mm,
Right.
Maybe that's
That's
why it tastes bad because it's frozen.
mm, mm. Yeah, so maybe
yeah.
Yeah,
if they slim down their menu, they'd have fresher and better ingredients.
Mm.
They could serve better
exactly.
food.
Yeah, that's
Exactly.
right. I think that would be it. Because I mean, I'm not saying it's like bad. Well, first of all, no, I take it back. It's bad. It was bad. The food could have been 100 times better. The
Yeah,
ambience, the restaurant itself, it looked more like a neighborhood restaurant, like a nice neighborhood restaurant with a touch of Filipino stuff here and there. Like every other side section, like there'll be like a wooden spoon and fork on the wall. Um, but at the end, right before the restroom, that kind of turned me off was like an altar.
like
Yeah, it's
a
like a small altar, like
Catholic.
a yeah. It kind of turned me off a little bit. I'm Catholic, I got nothing against it, but there's kind of like a
Yeah.
place for that, you know?
So you open your own
Yeah.
restaurant, Jason, and you call it Purple Cow or
You know, if it's gonna be
Purple
in the
Horse.
Philippines, I'm gonna call it Holy Cow.
You know,
Oh,
there is a business here called Holy Cow. Um, but it's not Filipino. It's charcuterie
Oh,
ingredients.
I love charcuteries.
what
I
is
don't know
Yeah.
that?
what it is. charcuterie platter,
Charcuterie,
like
uh,
sausages, uh,
cheese.
cheese, pepperoni, salami, prosciutto.
Oh,
A nice, elegant
Grapes.
charcuterie board with a nice glass of wine. Papa Napoli. See, sorry,
oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay. I didn't
it's
know
an
that they had a
Italian thing.
word for that. I thought it was just finger food.
That just sounds so dirty,
That's a pretty fancy finger food.
right? Pretty
Oh, okay,
expensive
okay.
one. Going
Yeah.
back to the ruins of menu. Although it is
Yeah.
big, it looks yummy. I
Yeah, it's
am
really good.
I am so looking like the sotanghon special soup. I don't know.
Oof,
Mm,
oof.
I
mm,
mean,
mm,
it sounds kind of
mm.
gross, but at the same time, it looks. I mean, I don't know. I can imagine it being good because the one word that caught my attention in that food is daga.
What?
It's just tengang daga.
Oh,
Daga means
tengang daga.
that means
Yeah,
rat, right? That kind of turned me
rat
off a little bit.
ear.
It's not tenga
Yeah, it's a
ng daga.
mushroom.
I
Not
mean,
tenga ng daga. It's not the ear of a rat. It's
It's a
how would
mushroom.
you
yeah, it's
pronounce?
fungus. It says there black
Okay,
fungus, but it turned. I'm saying it turned me off.
okay.
And then what
Because
the
it looks like, yeah, because it
yeah.
looks like an ear, but that's the Tagalog name for it. So,
I didn't know that. See, you learn
yeah.
something every day. And then also the I kind of laughed inside me when I saw the salad section right next to the sotanghon special soup, the gado gado salad.
That's my
Yeah,
favorite.
that's Indonesian.
Oh, really? I will.
Yeah, it's Indonesian.
When I first read it in my head, I'm like gago gago salad.
Yeah. Gado gado gado.
Yeah,
Is that what they call it
yeah,
in Indonesia? Gado gado?
yes, yes,
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought that was
yeah.
like Ilocano or something.
No, it's Indonesian and it's yeah, peanut sauce with fried tofu salad.
Nice.
Let me
The
ask this real
yeah,
sorry,
go ahead.
sorry. Just a quick question that I've never asked Celeste. What's the parang maybe cooking philosophy or idea of the cafe? You know, it's built its own brand. How would you describe what's going on behind in the kitchen there? How do you what do you guys
So the
talk
food,
about how it's going to be
yeah,
different? Yeah, yeah.
the food philosophy has always been market fresh food. So we've heavily relied on the Baguio market because everything there is fresh from the farms.
Mm,
Um, so it's like farm to table basically.
mm.
And
That's awesome.
we yeah,
Parang
and it's
farm to
always been that
table,
way.
farm to table even before farm to table was even a thing, no?
Yeah, yeah. And that's why in the beginning in the 90s, it would be a seasonal menu. I mean, it still is, but
Mm,
produce now is more available than it was in the 90s.
mm.
Um, and the structure is more, um, what's it called? Stable. So we don't have to close during rainy season anymore, which was what they used to do in the 90s.
Hmm.
Um, and whatever was fresh from the market would be the special of the day.
That's awesome.
Right.
That's awesome. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean it's that there's nothing beats farm to table type of thing. It's
And
Yeah.
if you don't know, the market is like 3, 4 blocks away. So
Yeah.
wow, that close. So literally a hike,
Yes.
skipping a thing down the street, right?
yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
There's also
And
what also caught my eye
yeah.
was the mango shrimp curry. Oh, that sounds so
Ooh.
good.
Yeah. It's
Prawns,
really good.
prawns
And
cooked
we
in
call it,
coconut curry.
yeah. And the curry, it's so basically the cafes, everything is made from scratch. So the curry is made from scratch. There's no cubes. There's no MSG.
Homemade?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything, literally
Wow.
everything, except for tomato, except for ketchup and mustard. But
Yeah.
we make our own mayonnaise. Yeah. And then for sauces like Filipino sauces like the bagoong,
Hmm.
patis, it's all like from local suppliers,
And
local makers.
to give you a better idea, Jay, they don't even serve soft drinks.
Oh, no
Yes.
kidding. So
Yeah.
just water.
No, we make our own drinks, like we have our own soda maker, and then we have syrups that go with the sodas. So
Got
it
it.
ends up being like um, it's like a mocktail kind of vibe.
Uh, uh. Mm. Wow, that's kind of
Um,
cool.
yeah, let me send you guys photos of the sodas. So like if you want, for example, a Sprite, I would recommend that you get our ginger fizz,
Mm.
or the lemon fizz, because basically Sprite is lemony, citrusy, sweet, and
Right.
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 But ours is like the deconstructed version, sort of.
Nice.
It's
Nice.
yeah, lemon
One thing.
syrup with soda water.
One thing I noticed about Filipino restaurants as well, in the Philippines, okay, even way back then when I was there last, a decent
Yeah.
restaurant for some reason always has some kind of pasta carbonara. Why is that?
Yes. I don't
Is that
know.
like is that like a favorite thing in the Philippines? Carbonara, like pasta carbonara.
Yes, but most Filipino restaurants that serve carbonaras, they're Filipino carbonara. It's cream and not egg.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
yeah, but ours is it's a mix of both. I can't say it's purely egg because I know they put some cream in there, but it has a lot of egg yolk, so that makes it really rich and good.
Right. Right.
I
Yeah,
think
but
Pinoy's like carbonara.
I'm quite impressed at the menu itself, what's being served and whatnot. I gotta admit, I actually read at least half of this. What's in here? Um, I'm a little worried about the size again. That's it. That any kind of restaurant I go to, doesn't matter where, when, or how, the size of the menu scares the living crap out of me. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know why. But I think it
Yeah,
equates to going back to the freshness, being able to
Yeah.
having everything whatnot.
It didn't used to be
yeah.
like that. It used to be just a handful of
Oh
you
damn, that
know,
drink looks good. Is that on Long
ingredients.
Island? Sorry.
So that's a strawberry soda,
What's the other one next to it? The other one next to it is what I want.
a lemongrass iced tea
Oh,
with a
yum.
pandan leaf.
Oh, that
So it's
sounds
pandan
so good.
and lemongrass and ginger boiled together
Hmm.
and then added with Ceylon tea,
And
loose
then
leaf black tea,
and then
and then
add
that's
some
the
vodka. That sounds really good with
yeah,
vodka. I'm not kidding. Just the way it sounds, you pour that bad boy over a full glass or half a glass of ice, some vodka on that, then shake
yeah.
that bad boy up.
I've done
Oh,
that with this.
with that one,
Yeah,
was it good?
yeah,
I
yeah.
told
It's
you,
really
bro.
good.
I
You should
told
try
you.
it.
Man,
You should try it. You should just make it if you can source pandan leaves and lemongrass leaves and ginger there.
yeah. I mean, pandan is
Boil
the only
them.
thing that I don't have. I don't even know what it looks like. Do you mind sharing me that recipe for that drink? I mean, send it to me via message. I'm not kidding. I'm gonna have that. I got a bottle of vodka right there. I got
Yeah.
ginger. Uh,
Well, if you don't have the pandan leaf there, then do you have like pandan powder or something?
I'm sure I can find one. If I need to
Yeah.
export that bad boy from California, I will. If you could, I would really appreciate if you could like send me like the ingredients, if you could, and like
Yeah.
instructions on how to do it. Oh, I want to try that with some vodka. I'm telling you.
Well, a quick tip though, Jay, it's not going to be the same unless the sugar is on the lip of that glass. Make
Like,
sure that you get to do that.
what
So
kind of
frost it.
sugar? Yeah, what kind of sugar?
White sugar.
What do you mean frosted? Oh, frost the top.
Yeah.
All right, not a big deal. No,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna make you guys proud and make it that way. To the
Yeah.
T.
It's gotta have that cafe experience with the sugar on,
Yeah.
falling off the side of your mouth.
What is that
Yeah.
green thing that's hanging on the top?
That's the pandan leaf.
Oh, it looks like an
Yeah.
aloe vera leaf.
No, it's smoother than that. It's like a grass, big grass.
Right, right. Um, yeah, I think I'm all tapped out on questions right now in regards to this menu. Honestly, I read half of it, and I love it. It looks really really good. I want to try it so bad. There's this thing.
We have a recipe book that you
Do you
can buy.
really?
Yeah, I think we have it.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm gonna
I'm
buy
not
a
sure if we have it
recipe
there.
book.
Yeah,
There's this
little parang
sandwich that I
historic.
want to try. Yeah, Lola Pilar Spande sandwich. I don't know what it is, but it sounded
Mm,
really good. I'm
yeah.
assuming it's pandesal, like stuffed with some kind of ground meat. Oh,
Yes, yeah. With lots
salivating
of
right
bell
now.
pepper.
Oh,
So before we start wrapping up, guys, I was wondering about a couple of other things. Celeste, isn't there like a menu there that's named after you or Nanay or a couple of other
Not a
relatives?
menu, a dish.
A
So there's
dish.
several dishes that are named after different people,
Yeah.
because it's their recipe.
right.
Yeah. So basically, like Christine's crepe, that's what Nana used to make in the
Mm,
90s. And then I have my Pan's burger, which is my fancy um, liver pate burger. It's my
mm-hmm.
recipe. And then there's other, like Lola Pilares is basically um, Fifi, my partner's Lola, and that's her recipe. And then there's like different family recipes from different people.
Right.
Nice. Nice. So it's
Yeah.
really from that person that made it. It wasn't just named after them for the sake of it. Yeah. That's nice. I didn't know
So
that.
yeah, sorry about that. Once upon a time, we put a pause in it. My wife and I actually started like a Filipino cooking order business type of thing here as well. I sent you guys a link to it. We called it. I told Noel about it as well. We called it Kaindirya, like
Mm.
Kaindir, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are
Kinder.
like that was like the little menu that we had there, and it's all cooked in our little kitchen at the house, you know. So it was
Oh, these aren't your photos?
no, those are our photos. I took those
Oh, okay.
myself.
Oh, okay, because there's one disclaimer, not my photo.
Oh, which one is that?
The tapa.
Oh yeah, that's not mine. Uh that one
But everything
somebody,
else.
but everything else is mine. We cooked it ourselves. From kare kare to the flan to the empanadas and whatnot. Yeah,
Ooh.
we but the first picture there, the Filipino breakfast, the tapa, that wasn't ours. Yeah, because we were
Yeah.
showing that basically to let everybody know that we can do it better.
Wow, salmon scallops and tails.
Oh yeah, that's me. That's all me right there. All me. You see
Ooh.
that plating right there? That's what you tell your wife, Noel. That's how you plate food.
Yeah. Giving us a little uh plating 101 lesson yesterday. So Celeste, you kind of mentioned that you are looking at other things aside from the cafe that's keeping you busy. It's kind of on the down low for you right now. Is there anything that you can mention that we can follow you with or look anything else that that's keeping you busy now
Hmm.
that we can
No, no, there's nothing. Well, my new thing now is that I game. Well, it's only on Fortnite, and I'm starting out, so I suck.
you game?
Oh, gaming.
Yeah, yeah, it's called
So
Fortnite. Your
that's
kids
Ye-
what
probably play
Yeah,
it.
yeah. No, I've heard it a million times in this house.
so that's why she got a headset. Right? The
It's
gaming
Yeah,
headset.
but
nice,
I also
nice.
need I need a wired mouse now because this has a delay also.
Yeah, for gaming, you don't want any kind of Bluetooth stuff because it's
I
gonna it
know.
messes with you.
Tell us about it. What
Yeah.
got you into it? Or if anybody wants to follow you, I guess, is there a way to follow a gamer? Obviously. What is are you
No,
on
I don't.
Twitch? How does that
No,
happen?
no, no. I don't know how to do that. That's just my new thing. That's keeping me busy. Um,
What's your handle on Fortnite?
uh, wait, I don't remember.
For the
It's
love of
some,
God, man.
I just know it's Calypso Gia. I think Calypso Gia 88.
Why?
Oh,
Why? Because that's Calypso's full name, the goddess of the ocean.
what got
Calypso Gia 88.
what got you into it, I guess? I mean, I've
My
never heard of you
boyfriend.
because all of in your 30s now and back in your 20s and teens, you didn't seem to be the type that would be into video games. So your
Oh,
boyfriend got
I
you into it now?
was. No, I was into video games. I like Left 4 Dead and Counter-Strike and The Sims.
Right, the
Those
Oh,
Sims. Oh
three.
my god, yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
the reason you got the Fortnite is because the boyfriend got you into it.
Yeah. So,
Nice.
it's a long distance relationship, so we try to figure out like what other platforms can we, hang out in and like spend time
Long
together.
distance relationship. Where is he?
In New Zealand. He's
What?
he's Kiwi.
he's like,
Yeah,
here we mate.
it's Australian.
Wait,
Uh-oh.
Kiwis are Australian
Yeah.
or New Zealand?
No, Kiwis are New
Neither.
Zealanders, but the what you said, mate, that's usually
That's Australian.
Australian.
Yeah. So
Oh,
this LDR thing, how long has this been going on? Can we talk about this? Can we talk smack about it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
for 4 months.
4
Yeah, well,
months?
yeah,
That's
it's
why
super
you're still
new.
smiling.
Yeah, no, he's been pretty consistent because like I've dated assholes before him, like legit psychos.
Right. Well, I mean, is that even going to matter if it's long distance though?
Well, he is coming in August, so
For the
we're
first
gonna
time. So
spend
you
time.
haven't seen him ever, like in person.
Yeah, in
So
person. Yeah.
everything arose in, ladies and gentlemen, we are approaching the personal section of this interview process and whatnot. All right. Just to let you know, if you are sensitive to certain subjects and whatnot, your mouths otherwise get lost. So
let's start with you never know if they're going to be psycho until you meet them.
exactly. So the
Yep.
inception of
Yep.
this is, so how did you guys meet? Facebook, Twitter, Tinder, what?
Okay, so the whole story is I was dating a guy who was psycho, and I already knew that the relationship was going downhill. So um, I had my friend check Tinder if he was on there, the ex, psycho ex. And they found him on Tinder,
Oh,
and he
Okay.
had a completely different name. And the photo was he used to live here in this house in one of my rooms here as a tenant. Um, and the photo was in the room that he was
oh,
in my house, and he was using the phone that I had gifted him for his birthday on Tinder. So he was on Tinder while he was in a relationship with me. Um,
That's sketchy as hell. In the other
right?
room?
Yeah. And
Wow.
his real age is 48. In Tinder, he put 36, and he had a completely different name. So it's, like, what the fuck, right? So I broke up with him. That was like a whole ordeal. And then, because
since
he
Wait,
was
I'm on
abusive.
was that about the same time frame that you started seeing a therapist?
No, I started seeing a therapist 2020, and this
I,
guy
I'm,
started
I was,
dating in 20,
I was just trying to make light of it and whatnot. Never mind.
she was
2022.
like, since I'm on Tinder, I
20,
might as well swipe
yeah.
left and right as well.
Right,
No,
right.
yeah, I wasn't on Tinder yet. I got on Tinder. So we broke up on January 3, and then I got on Tinder around January 10, I think, or
This year.
11. Yes, this year.
Okay.
Yeah. But the psycho ex, he was verbally and emotionally abusive.
Wow.
So he would
And
have these outbursts that were just like scary. I did not feel safe at all. Like I knew he was gonna hit me.
you mean in person?
Yeah,
Oh wow.
the psycho ex.
Yeah.
And then when I broke up with him, I went on Tinder to check if he was still on there. Because
Right.
he's like, oh no, I'm only there because like I want to make friends. And I'm like, yeah, right. And then I went on
Get it?
Tinder and I was swiping through and then swiped right on Nick. Nick is his name, my boyfriend. And then I was like, I'm never on Tinder. So here's my WhatsApp number. If you wanna reach out, reach out. If not, then it's fine.
Right.
So I gave him my WhatsApp number and that's it. And then he reached out to me and We just
This is
started
this is
talking and
Kiwi.
never stopped. Yes.
This is Kiwi. And the first time you're gonna meet him in person is in a couple of months.
Yes. In
Hold on.
August.
And we'll get you back on the podcast just for that, okay?
Yeah.
Oh, when we meet.
Yes.
Yeah.
We
You know,
we
we're-
wanna
Okay.
we wanna hear the after the meeting scenario, if all the hype was worth it.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Quick question though, Celeste, about the previous ex that you had that was pretty scary. Doesn't it ever become scary to get out of that kind of a relationship? Wasn't the person ever like, no, you're not going anywhere. Get over here.
Yeah, that's why I had 2, 3, 4 friends with me when I broke up with him in the same
That's
room.
pretty sketchy on your part, by the way, to like have somebody do that research and like, you know what I mean?
Oh, because I already knew the relationship was bad. I mean, he didn't want me to touch him. 1. 2, we weren't sleeping in the same bed. 3, he'd introduce me as his friend to people.
He's
So I was like,
gay.
what the fuck?
He's
But when
gay.
when you guys officially cut it off, even after that, wasn't there like a stalker moment where he would follow up and see how you're doing?
So 1 January when I broke up with him, January 3, he was supposed to be I essentially kicked him out, but he gaslit me to think that I was wrong for kicking him out. So I was like, okay, you can stay as long as you need. I feel bad that I'm kicking you out.
Mm.
And throughout those, because he only left end of March, beginning of April 1, he left April 1. And during those times, we were just friends, but then he would still verbally and emotionally abuse me
Yeah.
by
That
like
sucks.
still making everything my fault. And it was like, what the fuck?
Okay,
Yeah.
it's my fault, but bye.
Yeah. So I would always just like, I don't want to talk to you. I'm sorry, I don't want to talk to you.
Right, right.
And because every time we talk, he'd end up getting mad at me.
Yeah.
And
Because
it's
I
like,
would only imagine when you have a relationship like that and then you break up with them, whether it's your fault or theirs, it kind of goes on to their head that you're not going to get away with this, in a sense that it's not going to be my fault, it's going to be your fault. And so therefore I need to have the last say, basically.
mhm.
Well, I gotta ask though, if I apologize for cutting you off, but can I ask, going back to this whole long distance relationship thing, what's the end game? I mean,
The end game is to be together in person and for life. That's the end game.
well, yeah, I mean, obviously that's what everybody wants and whatnot per se, but isn't it too hard? Like, part
This
of being in
guy,
a
bottom line is, this guy doesn't believe in therapists and he doesn't believe in long distance relationships.
no, first of all, there's a big difference. You know, long distance relationship is hard. I've done it maybe once or
Yeah.
twice in my life, and it's extremely hard. I don't know. I can't say personally that I've given it my all in regards to the long distance relationship, but
Yeah.
I just don't think that I have the patience to be able to not see and hold somebody that I'm really into. There's a
Mm.
difference doing it this way, you know? I mean, I can always reach out like this and touch Noel and like, you know, hi, I miss you. But there's a difference if like, you know, if I
Yeah.
can't touch you, lay down next to you, whatever, I don't know how long my patience would stand. And to be honest with you, if that was me, I know this is gonna sound perverted and whatnot, my right arm would be bigger than my left arm. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm just being honest. I'm just being honest. I'm not gonna lie or sugarcoat anything in regards to it.
How do you
Yeah,
handle
no,
that,
I get
Celeste?
that. Well, it is really hard, especially if you're, the whole your love language is physical touch and quality time, and that's also apparently what Nick and I have in common is that's our main love language also. So it
Hmm.
is really hard, but when you set goals and expectations in the beginning of the relationship, and then you both have the same goals, lifestyle, and
Right.
values,
Right.
you know that, and then you plan together what you want to happen in the relationship, then that's where you try to head to. So our plan is that I move to New Zealand, which is my apparently my dream country since 2013,
Right.
since I graduated college. And I've been trying to get there, and then now it's like coming to fruition. So yeah, the goal of the whole thing is I end up in New Zealand eventually.
Right. Right. It's
Yeah.
it's impressive. I gotta admit that. I'm impressed by it. I'm not knocking anybody doing that whatsoever, because it's
Yeah.
damn impressive.
It's
The
hard.
patience.
Yeah. The patience.
Yeah.
Screw the whole trust and commitment thing in regards to that. Okay. It's the patience. I
Yes.
mean,
Yeah.
it's just, oh, wow. Yeah. And you
Yeah.
gotta, more power to you. I hope everything works out and whatnot. I
Yeah, I
mean,
hope so too. I hope so too. And I
we
hope he's not
definitely, we
psycho
def,
in person.
yeah, we definitely want to follow up interview after the meeting as well.
Yeah.
See how it
So
goes.
yeah, we'll check up on the red flags and see how it goes. You do realize this is like an interview to see if it's acceptable to us to have this kind of relationship, Celeste, right?
Yeah.
For you.
Yeah.
It's the
Yeah.
prelude.
The kuyas.
Oh yes, don't say that.
The
Jesus Christ, dude. Fuck. Honestly,
yeah.
I'm
The
not that
titos.
old. Not even
The
the
manong.
titos. Just say the mano. At least it's a little bit
Manong.
more, type of thing. Shit. Butch it up a bit.
Manong.
Ay,
All
okay.
right.
I think we're good. We're
Yeah, I
good.
think we're
We're good.
good. This is quite enjoyable, and it's a little bit different, you know.
Yeah.
Um,
Serious, Celeste, I will check up on you and see you'd better be a full report, okay?
yeah,
Yeah, definitely. And now I know what the red flags are.
yeah.
Yeah,
We'll
yeah.
we'll ask
What
some questions too.
once you
Uh,
see the red flag and you've been hit in the face with it, you'll see it all over the place.
yeah,
Yep,
yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. So
All right.
less on the restaurant, less on the food, more on relationship stupid red flags the next
We're
time we
we're
talk to
gonna we're gonna talk about your more personal uh life soon enough. If you're
Yeah,
if
I'm
you're
pretty open about that.
all
Yeah.
right.
Doesn't it scare you though? Didn't it scare you for a second or two that you're gonna go on a podcast with two guys that you never done a podcast with before? And I'm
A
thank you
complete
for your
stranger to begin with.
thank you for your generosity and your time and etc. But didn't it worry you for a second to do something like this?
Not really.
She's
Okay,
like, I
that's
don't
a
give
good
a
place to
crap.
end. All right. Okay,
Yeah,
bye.
yeah, my my thing now is really just like I don't really care what people think anymore.
Yeah,
Mm,
Yeah. I the social anxiety aspect is me not wanting to be around crowds and stupid people because like when you're out and there's like crowds, there's like stupid people that do stupid things, or you're stuck in traffic and stupid cars. So that's what I don't like about social situations. But then when it's like a conversation like this, then
yeah,
I prefer it more than being out in the crowds like doing groceries. And it's
mm.
like, you have to wait in line, and then there's somebody that's stupid, or
yeah.
that's my social anxiety. I'm not more about like, oh shit, what are they gonna think? I'm like, do I look okay? Did I dress okay? Do I smell
Mm.
bad? It's like I don't care
Yeah.
about that anymore.
Well, good for you. Good for you. In that note,
That's
Noel, anything
awesome.
else to add or no?
That's awesome. No, just thank you for being here, for being you, Celeste. You I don't know if I said this, but somehow even being younger than me, you're a source of inspiration and just keep being you so I
Yeah.
can keep being me.
Yay!
Um,
Yay!
it was definitely an interesting time, and I enjoyed it quite immensely. Thank you very much for your time. In that note, thank you everybody for giving us again the time of day. Hopefully that you're actually sticking around. Yada yada yada. Same old shit, different day. Again, this is the flip side with Jay and Noel. My name is Jay.
My name is Noel.
Thank you to our guest Celeste, and we'll catch you on the flip side. I will catch you
Bye.
next time.
On the flip side.
On
All
the
right.
flip side.
Catch us on the next episode on the flip side with Jay and Noel. New episodes uploaded on Wednesdays and Saturdays.